good leather right here. I don't know if the first car I ever but my Thunderbird had leather interior. Only drove it for a month, but still, that leather interior, I thought that was just cool.
Down this alley?
Yeah, it was underneath that tree. Every once in a while, you see a box of stuff sitting there. It's not there anymore.
It's right there.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. I'll tell David back on having to come out and take it out. Wow.
Behind this one
More
lady's
stuff.
house right here. See that? The 1946 Chevy. First year after World War II Chevy. Just been. I walked down here every few days. Hadn't just saw it day before yesterday, and I was like, wow.
Don't feel so bad about having the '84
Well, you know,
pickup truck sitting there. See, I don't know why they keep moving that Ford pickup truck all over the place. It's interesting how it's not parked on this corner, then it'll be parked up on that corner. I don't know if it's because, is it stolen? So they're moving it?
the truck, it's classic now.
Yeah.
More than a classic. Classic is 25 years.
Yeah.
It's a fairly the funny thing about it being a classic is they make a truck by a lot of companies that are almost the exact same dimensions as that vehicle right now.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, if you ask me, I don't see there being a reason for anybody not making a vehicle like that forever. So it's so classic. It is so classic that there's no way to replace it. If you put an electric running gear into it, it would run forever probably.
Yep.
You see that Volvo's going
all electric.
All electric by 2020. You know, in 3 years, they're going to be all electric.
I heard it was 2019.
But I wonder if the reason why Saab went out of business wasn't necessarily because there wasn't anybody to buy the cars, is that the last of the 7 engineers died that started the company after World War II, and there was nobody to take over the company for them.
It could be.
Because it was all about the innovation of using the aircraft stuff they learned in World War II on cars.
Right.
You know? That industry caught up by the 1990s with what Saab was doing. By the time they built this car, when they built the 79s with front-wheel drive, a lot of those cars they had a lot of problems with. By the time they made this one in '99 or late '90s, they really had the front-wheel drive that Saab had come up with. They figured out how to do it with every kind of vehicle. Better in all kinds of in all weather for it's better in every way, except for it does wear out your front tires more on the turning where it wouldn't, because it's pulling in and turning at the same time. You have to come down here for a steak. You have to walk down here for a steak. Believe it or not, I've had eaten a Buzz in a lot of times. I really enjoy. They're not the best steakhouse in the world or anything, even if they say they are. Best steakhouse in town. Especially the one I knew people who worked at the one down in Mukilteo. It's gone now. But you think of a company that's been in business for 60 or 70 years, first of all, the people who owned it originally are dead. Wasn't Harvey's the one that was clear out in Linwood?
Yep, it's gone now. Totally moved down here.
Oh, the building's gone. I haven't been out there for so long. Interesting thing. So sometimes I've noticed things that the people who are the Christians will say things about science fact, which is science fact, but it really doesn't mix with their theology. But they'll quote it anyway.
Yeah.
And the thing is they don't realize that they couldn't have said that even 100 years ago, because these things were not fact 100 years ago, or weren't known. It's just one of my... It's called an anachronism. It's interesting when you watch... when it's a funny show on television that's talk about the past, going back into the past, and it says something that didn't exist at that time. It's one thing. But when it's supposed to be a serious thing, it's a whole other story.
Emissions, I wanted to get out.
Yeah. You know, go
to Walmart up here and get cat food.
One of my favorite things in the world was ever to drive on the freeway. At nighttime, it's almost... Usually you can drive all the way through Seattle or someplace like that. It's funny that question the other day was... what most people have, what people have that they don't ever use, like for the summertime, was the sunroof in their car. The only car I ever had was the Porsche with a sunroof. They got theirs popped up right there. Mine, I had to remove it, but still, every time it was sunny and I was driving that Porsche, I took the sunroof off because it was somewhat of a convertible. Target top type thing is pretty smart.
I really didn't think the car had passed emissions today, so I was really happy when it did. It only cost $15 to have it tested,
but then it cost $78 for the tab.
$108 for the tabs.
It's gone up.
Yep. Starting to wonder what happened to those $30 tabs. They're guaranteed to be around forever.
Well, they passed a whole bunch of other taxes that they had to throw.
Well, yeah, and what they did was they had to make up for the corporations who don't have to pay the taxes.
Exactly, the ones not paying the road tax.
They have those exemptions they all get. State exemptions, state exemptions. Poor people can't afford to get exemptions.
Yeah.
So the big trucks and big vehicles that actually do the damage to the roads don't have to pay for the damage.
They're not paying because they're not paying road tax like they used to. Well, it's just like a person thinking they shouldn't have to pay a certain amount when it's a brand new car. Well, it's a brand new car. You're going to pay, okay, this is a car that's designed for 1 million miles. You're going to be paying for 1 million miles of use of the road.
Yep.
That's what taxes are for, stupids. Oh no! I've got a car that's worth 1 million miles. People who've only $100,000, we should pay less than they do because there's a billion reasons why
millionaires think that they should get the breaks because they're millionaires and their money does all the work.
Why should I get taxed again? Because everybody else does.